have to ask myself that. Because automatically, so if I'm thinking that, I know other people think that, so I understand why they think that, but on the same token, not all of us are like that. I know there's contradiction all over all them statements I just said. I get that, but that's the contradiction that we live with every day. It's like you just I'm always there's very many people who can say L is an unpleasant human being, because that is not who I am. That's not my norm. If you catch me and I'm pissed off on that day, ooh, it's for a super reason. But that's not my norm. But like Brianna said, if you're mad every day, your attitude is stank every day. What is the problem, sister? Talk to me. So maybe I can help you, because I don't want to be mad every day.
I'm going a step further. Every day you wake up, every day is a new day. Every day you wake up, you got an attitude.
Yep.
About what?
About what? Exactly.
Because God opened your eyes. That's why I made my statement. If you that mad because God woke you up,
yep,
then stay asleep forever.
Ooh, ow, ooh, ouch.
There are many days I have an attitude. But guess what? When I walk out the front door,
yep,
I know I have to screw my attitude so I get back in the house later.
Yes.
And go do what I need to do. But every day, you go to work and you have attitude.
Every day.
Guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives a crap about your attitude. Then you wonder why when you work in a particular position, you can't be in a management position.
Yep.
Because they don't know which way you going to swim.
That's it, exactly. That's it.
They don't know if you going to come in there and you don't want to be bothered.
Yep.
And you don't want to do this.
Yep.
You don't want to do
Absolutely.
that. So you can't blame yourself for what
Absolutely.
happens to you.
Yep.
I get tired of everybody want to play. They don't want me to do this. They don't want me to do that. Stop being a victim. That's the problem. That's the problem. That's why you see why people do what they do now. Because for 400 years, we've been playing the victim card.
Whoop.
Guess what? Stop being a victim and do what you need to do. I'm so tired of playing the victim card. I really am. Like this person don't want me to do this. This person don't want me to do that. Maybe it's you that don't want to do it.
Woo! Dr. Fight, I'm gonna let you go come in after that one. You on, Dr. Fight. Come on. Whoo, I got to take a break after that one.
I got a lot to say.
Come on.
A little bit of time to say it in. So, there's a Bible verse that tells us to treat people as we wish to be treated.
Correct.
The issue, and I wrote about this in my master's program. I wrote about this. The issue that I have with said scripture is sometimes we're broken and we treat people out of our brokenness. And what we fail to realize and what we begin to judge in that person is their actions. But truth of the matter is we're broken. And we don't understand a lot of times in our human interactions that we are broken. And some of us need to get some real professional help before we get back into today's society. Now, think about this logic. When you go to a construction site, they got tape around it, and they say injury caution, and they require you to have a hard hat on and other things in order to operate on that construction site. Because there are things about that site that are dangerous if you're not protected in a proper way to handle that type of site. People are no different. And sometimes people are operating, but they don't have the necessary tape around to warn other people that coming into my life at this current moment may get you hurt, may get you cut, or may even get you cussed out. And the problem is that we have yet to heal from our past trauma, so we keep walking around as traumatic experiences, and the rest of the world think that there's something wrong with us, when the truth of the matter is something is wrong with them. They just hadn't been helped to get healed. And so the hindrance is the mere fact that we haven't been healed from our traumatic events that happen in our life. Now, here's the thing. And I love what Brianna said, stop acting like a victim, because truth of the matter is, if you have a victim mentality, then you'll continue to perpetuate the victimization that took place in you.
Correct.
But when you change your mentality from being a victim to a victor, that what you should have died in, you survived through. And so instead of saying, oh Lord, I went through some tough times and I am a victim, you should really say, I survived a tough time and I'm no longer a victim, I'm a victor. And so the truth of the matter is, we have to understand that people live and they act out of that trauma.
Absolutely.
And since you don't know that trauma, you judge them because they have yet to get over the traumatic experiences that they've been through.
But Dr. Fight, okay, I love everything you just said that, and it makes perfectly good sense. But what you're saying too is that what I'm saying too is that why are we supposed to when you go out in the world people do, it's not our responsibility to deal with whatever your issues are. You are supposed to be an adult.
We share this space together though.
But you are an adult, and at some point you have to say it's not okay to be nasty and mean and rude every day. Aren't you tired of that? Shouldn't you be tired of being sick and tired? Shouldn't you get tired of people telling you? Shouldn't you get tired of people saying, "Oh my God, you being a bitch today"? Shouldn't you be tired of that?
That's the point. Misery loves company. And so if you're happy and I'm mad, I'm going to do everything I can to make you as mad as I am. Because I want you to be mad. I have yet to get over what people have done to me. And since I see you happy, I'm going to do it to you. I'm perpetuating the cycle that continues. And when we fall into that cycle, then now we end up getting just as aggressive with them. And then we want to claim to be victimized. But the truth of the matter is the cycle got to stop somewhere.
Dr. Fight, okay. Let me. I'm gonna get real deep with you in a little bit. In my family, in my life, and you know what? And I can tell this because she does not mind. My sister was abused as a child. I'm just gonna tell you, was abused as a child. And her and I had this conversation all the time. She is a successful registered nurse, beautiful. Now she could have stayed. She could have stayed and been mad at the world because of what happened to her. And I was right there with her, so I saw and dealt with this crap, the things she did with. So when people use their circumstances, situations to continue to, like Brianna said, to be a victim, that's when I have a problem with that. I'm sorry that certain things happen to you. They happen to all of us. But guess what? It's not the whole world's fault. I need you to deal with that. I need you to deal with that. So I know what it's like to see a person that's been abused, that's been sexually. I know what that looks like. I know that. Don't use that every day to be a nasty, filthy human being. I can't deal with that. I don't have a patience for that.
It's not even that. Even when people have experienced loss,
absolutely,
death of a parent, all that stuff. Even when my dad died, I could have stayed and been mad.
Yeah.
And asked why and said this, and this. But I said, you know what? I said, God, heal my heart to let me keep moving
absolutely
forward. Because that's what my dad would do. People use everything as an excuse. Well, so-and-so did this, so I'm going to do that.
Right.
What? Get up, move forward, and keep walking. Because if you don't keep walking, you're not going to go anywhere. But to say, I'm going to use what happened to me as a crutch,
right?
Because that's what I want. No.
And that's where I think when my patience runs short is that people suffer through a lot of things, but you make a conscious choice. You can make a conscious choice to be a better human being and say, I'm not gonna let that destroy me today. So I am gonna pick myself up as bad as I feel, as much as I hurt, as much as I want to crawl into bed and just lay here and just die. I refuse to do that. Like she said, I could have. Do you know nobody knows what it's like to watch somebody that you love suffer from cancer and die every day and become a shell of themselves every day? But you know what? I could have said the same. I could have said, you know what? This is too hard. I can't do this. I can't do this. When I watched my sister crying, I held her because she had been abused. I can't do this. I had to deal with that. So your excuses, I understand. Trust me, I understand more than anybody knows. I get it. But you cannot take it out on the rest of the world. We don't deserve that. If you hurt, I'm sorry. Do something to help yourself. Do something. Talk to somebody. Do something. But you cannot. What?
Call me. We'll work through the steps together.
Oh, Dr. Fight, I'm good.
Break every chain.
Dr. Fight, I'm good. Trust me. I'm good. I'm good now.
I told you to tell them to call me.
Oh, you told me to tell them to call you? I'm going to tell them to call you then.
When they got Trump, tell them to call me.
When ain't that right? So that's what I said. So I hear what you said, and I feel the passion in your voice, and you are an understanding human being. But some people's stuff is just not okay. That's not okay every day. And there's a lot of hurt. You know, and like you said, it's been dealt with in the black community. There's a lot. There's a lot that we all have been through and endured. But the thing is, get help for it. Don't take it out on me. Don't take it out on me.
But this is the thing. What we gotta understand, and I know I know a young lady who was done wrong by a gentleman, and she sat outside his car she sat outside his house in her car with a
Okay.
hoodie on, waiting for him to come out to do something.
Okay.
Now she made a decision that night not to do it. The problem is she's been reliving that for the remainder and the rest of her life. She's been saying, I should have did, because he hurt me so much. I should have did. I
Uh-huh.
want him to hurt just as
Uh-huh.
much. So every person, every guy, every happy couple, or every woman who is happy with a man,
Uh-huh.
she has a problem with only because she feels as though this one guy got over on her. And this one guy abused her
I
best
get that.
of her life. And now, he's walking around happy, and you want the rest of the world to be mad because he's happy now, and you still are living through what he did to you, and what he said to you, and how he treated you.
Uh-huh.
And so you now have perpetuated that feeling you have in every relationship. You messed up your relationship with your mother, and you're dealing with others, all because you've been hurt by one guy. Now, is it fair to everybody else that has to come into your space, has to come into your circle of contacts?
Uh-huh.
The problem is since you've never healed properly from what you went through, you're now perpetuating that same thing over and over and over again. And the issue is the rest of the world don't care that you've been hurt
That,
like you've been hurt.
exactly.
So how now do we get this person the necessary help, or we can do some self-reflecting on ourselves? What can I do to help them understand that I'm not your enemy, or I'm not that
Right.
decision in place? And some of us are not willing to put in the necessary time because we on our way to do something else. I ain't got time to be dealing with your issues and your soapbox and your baggage that you're walking around carrying. The truth of the matter is, we have to be able to say, you know what? Maybe there's something that I can do and keep it moving, like my personality, the way I act.
Yes. Yes.
Encourage them in some way. And I'll say this, and I'm done. So I was at the gas station, right? I was standing, 6 feet behind. Last night, I'm traveling from Camden, South Carolina.
Okay.
I had to preach and for outside service last night. So Camden is roughly about an hour and 45 minutes from my house.
Okay.
And so I stopped to get something to drink. I'm thirsty, got some gas.
Okay.
Get something. I'm standing behind, and the woman behind the counter, Caucasian woman, just been nasty to everybody that walked.
Okay.
Just been nasty. And I'm thinking to myself, man, what in the world is wrong with this woman?
Yep.
I bet now in my mind I'm thinking she better not be nasty to me when I get up.
Exactly. Yep.
She don't know me.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I'm thinking in my mind, I wish she would. I snap, crackle, and pop her right there. She don't want none of this here. I'm thinking to myself, but then the Lord convicted me.
Okay.
He said, you can be the difference in this woman's life. She
Okay.
got up there, I put my items on the counter, and she rung them up. And I looked at her and I said, how has your day been?
Yep.
And that woman looked at me and she said, nobody has asked me that all day long.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
Her whole personality began to change.
Yep. Yep.
All because I asked her
Yep.
how her day was.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it's like 9:30 at night.
Yep. Yep.
But I asked her how her day was, and she was just so happy that somebody asked her. And
I agree with you.
Time
Yep.
in this small transaction to just ask how my day is.
Yep.
Now I don't know what she's been through, and I really didn't care to hear about her whole day.
Yep.
I just didn't want her to flip off at me. That was going to trigger me to flip back off on her. So I just want to go ahead and
Absolutely.
things out here because I've seen how you interacted with the last two people that came across. So I'm trying to keep it nice in this situation and scenario. And I don't know what happened after I left, but I want to believe that her attitude started to shift all because of one encounter with a pleasant